Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Timmy's Emporium, where we report the news in the CCG world, reporting live from the third floor basement with your ex and 3 tether balls. My name is Rudy, and today's conversation is actually a lot of patrons mentioning to me, Rudy, can you comment on the box break world with Pokemon and Magic in particular? Can you and of course, I guess with a lot of the Lorcana and of course the new sorcery, but overall Pokemon and of course Magic the Gathering. Let me just lay out a few things. This is going to be a little bit of a triggering video, a little, but I want to be very blunt with you all, okay? Again, 2020, 2021, market distortion, free tendies, people who didn't even know what a card was, like, oh, I'm just going to go to Target and in my local Walmart, my local Jeff Bezos Amazon penis rocket store, I'm going to buy this, and I'm just going to put it on eBay and 10x my money, right? That was 2020, 21. And then the government handed out billions in PPP loans, of which we don't know what the percentage is, but a tremendous amount of those billions of dollars was handled illegally, spent throughout the economy on luxury cars. You know, what color is your Lambo? What color is your Bugatti? So anyways, and it distorted the market. On top of that, everybody stayed home. They got free government money. And they started to, everybody was a box breaker. Everybody became an influencer. Everybody was a streamer. And of course, the dawn and the expansion and success of WhatNot. Now, because of the WhatNot success, everybody wanted to become an influencer and streamer and just open packs of cards. Now, I don't want to get into the details of how many people now have been caught scamming and repacks and swapping out all this just awful stuff. And that's going to be a thing. When you have that much money and tendies sloshing around your ex, I mean, you're going to have behavior like that. And that's just human nature, okay? Now that we're seeing in 2023, 2022 bear market, it flushed out most things. 2023, heavy bags for life. T-shirts coming soon, 2023 holidays. And, you can't fault everybody for trying that, but at the same time, everybody's so surprised that so many of these box breakers. What do you do for a living? I'm a breaker. What do you do? I'm a box breaker. 2 B's, double B. You're a box breaker. Like it's like a meme now. It was like the whole NFTs and the crypto stuff. Like, I still like Bitcoin, even though it just tanks and doesn't seem to do anything anymore. And is crypto all at zero? Crypto's all at zero. But I mean, I always thought it was a cool thing. I'm not smart enough to understand it all, but I think it's cool. But besides that, like all this stuff that came and went in 2021, the WATA games, the Rolex and watch boom and bust, all the Marvel Fleer and Flare cards, the boom and bust of all the CCGs, all those Kickstarters and the card games that raised all this money, and most of them are gone and bankrupt. I mean, we went through a big boom and bust bubble. That's to be expected. So again, when all these asset classes flare and deflate, all these brand new box breakers, what's up, baby? What do you do? I'm a box breaker. That you're going to have a lot of those people, they're going to quit. They're going to be gone. They're going to get desperate because the money's going away, and they're going to do shady things. They're going to get caught, and it's going to snowball downhill. So again, I think the biggest boom and bust in the box breakers and the whatnot has to be Pokemon. It has to be Pokemon. Pokemon by far. Everybody was like a flippin' Pokemon box breaker. And again, that's why in the last few years, I barely did any Pokemon box openings on this channel for patrons. I've actually been starting it up again because I've been really curious about this new block. And I'm the idiot buying all the Scarlet Violet heavy bags, and I've been really curious about it. But in the last few years, I didn't do much Pokemon because that's all everybody did online. It became a meme. It felt diluted and crappy, And now we're returning, as we continue to return to normal. We all have the afterglow of a good time. We have the hangover of a good time. Half of you out there probably have a penis tattooed on your face. And it may not be a tattoo. I may have put it there. We're not really sure what happened. But these are side effects of a boom and bust economy. It's happened before. It just happened. And it's going to happen again. There will be another cycle. Probably not anytime soon. It's probably going to take years. But it will happen again in the future. And the difference is, most of you watching these videos, and most of the streamers and the breakers, they don't make it past the whole cycle. The average social media influencer, YouTuber, they don't make it long term. I'm 8 years on YouTube, folks. You can go back and look at my early videos and you're like, dang, Rudy was young and good looking. I'm kidding. I was just young. I wasn't that good looking. I wish I was. How do I look now? And I'm like, now, I mean, I can feel my energy level difference. I can feel the difference in the workload of processing patron orders and shipping truckloads of mail. Like 8 years, I feel older and different. But most of these individuals who do this stuff, they don't plan long term. They just want to hit quick tendies, make a bunch of money, and disappear at night. So again, the WhatNot is a side effect. The WhatNot box break era, which I kind of consider mostly over with at this point. I mean, only the top maybe 1% of box breakers are going to stay on there. The rest are gone. The rest aren't going to come back. The market's going to stay soft and level for breakers now. Honestly, probably for years. I don't see any catalyst for the market to go crazy. The box breaking WhatNot market is so tainted and so dirty. There's so much scams that have come out of it. I'm not surprised. I'm just genuinely not surprised. It is what it is, man. So that's kind of my attitude on all this stuff, folks. I just want to have a quick conversation about this whole shift that we're continuing to go into this new era. And I do want to say before we end the video, as we move forward to the end of 2023, I think 2024 and 2025, it's going to be a whole different landscape. I think a lot of people, or let me rephrase that, most of you watching, and most people who aren't watching because I'm the evil guy, game pieces should be free. I think most people will miss out on the next shift on the boom and bust cycle. The next leg up, which I don't, it could be a while. Again, it could be 2024, 2025, hell, it could be 2026 or 7. It could be a really long time. And I assure you, most of you watching right now will not be watching me in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The average lifespan of a Magic the Gathering player, collector, investor is between 6 and 18 months. And literally, that comes from Wizards of the Coast Corporate, also known as Cynthia Philip Morris Williams and Dr. Cox. And again, with those two powers combined, I mean, you can't beat that Power Ranger. That is the best. The air tastes different up there. So they're telling the truth, right? I mean, it came from Wikipedia. So, I mean, it's going to be years. And most people just don't stick with hobbies that long. Life gets in the way. We go through life events, life cycles, different chunks of lives. We feel like different people. I'm a different person than I was a year ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm like, who the hell is that? That's life. So I think we will go through another uptick and another bull run. But I don't want to be the anti-hype Rudy. But I am going to be honest with you all. It's going to be a lot longer than we all want to admit. And because of that, it's going to continue to flush out most of the short-term people. And that will continue to put downward pressure because as those people leave the market, they're going to dump everything. And it's going to be up to heavy bag holders like me to either scoop it up at liquidator pricing, or it just sits and puts pressure on the market until we turn. And again, we are seeing some positive signs of turning in the market. 2020 era products, 2020 pre-release kits doubling in price, 2021 Strixhavens and AFRs, not bad. We're seeing even Crimson Vow set boxes over $100. Like we are Boulder's Gate, we're seeing a huge resurgence and shift in the market on Boulder's Gate. There we are seeing some positivity, and that is doesn't mean we're on a bull run, but it's a sign that the end is not near, and we do have to give Wizards and Hasbro some credit that it is not going to zero as much as we meme about it and joke about it on this channel. So overall, folks, the WhatNot thing, never been a fan of it. I still think the WhatNot thing is, long term, it's kind of a grimy thing. I would use a lot of caution. There are good people on it, but it's just not for me. And just be careful, everyone, because again, the weaker things get, the more desperate people are going to get to try to make money.